The Trump taking over D.C. situation is boiling over. The lefties are not liking it. The redistricting map has passed in Texas Congress. Lefties ain't happy about that either. And the UFC in front of the White House date has been confirmed. We have all that news and so much more. This is your daily injection of political crack. I know you can't stop watching, so let's go. D.C. mayor warns Trump's crime-fighting measures will unfairly impact criminals. Okay, I know. This is the Babylon Bee. Okay, this is satire. But you know what? This is not very far away from reality. They're literally protesting against law and order. Of course they are. And the person heading this up is Judge Jeanine Pirro. I'm really starting to like her.
You just walked through the changes you'd like to see from the punitive aspects. What about preventative? Do you or the president plan to do anything to address the root causes of crime in D.C., such as truancy?
My job is to try to heal the victims and prosecute the criminal. Everybody else can deal with rehabilitating the individual.
Sure.
I honestly am not concerned about why they commit crimes. My concern is if they commit crimes.
Oh my God.
My concern is the victims of the crimes.
Yes.
That's my job
Thank
as a
you.
U.S. attorney.
Wow, holy shit. Whoa, that is good. I did not see that clip yet. I need to make a short out of that. That's a short for sure, dude. I'm saving that for later. But this one I did make a short out of. This is another reporter she shuts down. And this is when she pretty much had enough of all this.
Thanks. Martin issued a press release hailing the drop in crime rates at the end of April. What changed?
It's never enough. This changed. This changed. It's never enough. You tell these families crime has dropped. You tell the mother of the intern who was shot going out from McDonald's near the Washington Convention Center, oh, crime is down. You tell the kid who was just beat the hell and back with a severe concussion and a broken nose, crime is down. No, that falls on deaf ears. And my ears are deaf to that. And that's why I fight the fight.
Oh my God, I love her so much. Yo, she's actually fire at this. Dude, she is not fucking around. Here's Joe Biden in 1992 talking about how he runs red lights when driving out of D.C. to avoid being carjacked.
Driving home, my staff who lives here in the Hill reminded me, don't stop at a stoplight.
Well, he could talk.
Until I'm out of town.
I'm not used to hearing
if
him
I see a red light
actually
late
be able
at
to
night,
talk.
since there's very little traffic, slow up at the other block, so I never come to a full stop except in the middle of the block.
Okay.
Because of carjackings.
That makes sense.
Stopping at a light, people standing in a corner, walking up with a gun.
Sounds like things have not changed. There's a chain store called Giant where you're not allowed to wear backpacks in the stores, and anyone under 18 can't enter after 6 p.m. without an adult.
Starting today
It's a new thing
at
they're
12 Giant grocery stores in D.C. and Maryland. If you have a bag over 14 inches, you cannot take it inside the store. So what does that look like? Here's a backpack, 14 inches. This one can't go in. Also, if you're under 18 years old, you cannot go into the store after 6 p.m. without an adult. Giant store leaders say it is all because of thieves, and shoppers we spoke to say all these new rules, these are a small price to pay.
Yeah.
It's a private business. They can set their own rules.
Yeah, they can.
You know, if you don't like it, shop somewhere else.
Yeah.
It would also keep prices down for us as a consumer. And I think the stores are trying to do the best that they can.
Yeah, because the cops ain't doing shit. The thing that's really driving the lefties nuts is that Trump says he's just going to start taking all the homeless people, and they either need to go to like a homeless camp that's like provided, that's safe and stuff, or they're going to fucking jail. We're having a news conference tomorrow in the White House. I'm going to make our Capitol safer and more beautiful than it ever was before. The homeless have to move out immediately. We will give you places to stay, but far from the Capitol. The criminals, you don't have to move out. We're going to put you in jail where you belong. It's all going to happen very fast, just like the border.
Unrelated topic. Regarding the president's efforts in Washington, D.C., do you have any specifics about how homeless people will be dealt with, where they would be moved to? What does this look like?
I do, yes, and it's an important question, so thank you for raising it. The Metropolitan Police Department, with the support of the new federal agencies who have been surging on the streets of the District of Columbia, are going to enforce the laws that are already on the books here in Washington, D.C. For far too long, these laws have been completely ignored,
right.
And the homelessness.
So all they're doing is just acting on existing laws that they've just kind of been not following because of, you know, the worldview of the leadership. I understand. They see the world a certain way, but it ends up making the city fucking suck. So I'm glad, you know, Trump's in DC, right? He's there all the time. So if the president has to be in that city, he should make sure that it's clean the fuck up. In other news, the Democrat Minneapolis mayoral candidate Omar says that one of his top priorities is to protect illegal aliens against Trump's hostile federal government. I feel like having a top priority of protecting illegals is not good. However, maybe he said something differently, like in the other clip we checked.
Day one, if you were elected, what would be some of your top 2-3 priorities for the city?
So that's a very good question. So the first I would say would be a hostile federal government with not only Donald Trump in office, but he has essentially a trifecta, both chambers of Congress and the Supreme Court. And a lot of our neighbors, especially our undocumented residents, are very concerned.
Okay, you just have to take him at, yeah, he's straight up saying it. Yeah, I think that's retarded. In other news, what the heck is wrong with Kash Patel? Okay, he's looking weird. This is just another short little segment here today. This is probably gonna be a short video. Look at his eyes. He's surrounded by these two ladies. Look at his eyes, bro. His eyes are... It's so funny. Dude, what? Why his eyes always look like that, bro? He just looks crazy as fuck, man. I love it. I love it. No complaints. I want him to look that way. It's fucking hilarious, though. In other news, Texas Democrats are upset because the thing they didn't want to happen has happened. The Texas Senate has officially passed the new U.S. House maps, and here's Democrats storming out the building. We're just gonna cover this quickly. Here they are. Storming out. That doesn't look like they're storming out. It looks like they lost and they're just walking out. You know, they always have to... They're storming out. Like, I don't... Like, storming out is like... Now, I just want to make a point, right? So this is how the Democrats drew the congressional district in Maryland a few years ago so they could maximize their representation in Congress. This is something that both sides are doing. So I just want to kind of make this clear, right? Anybody that's like, the Republicans are fascists because of the redistricting, right? Then the Democrats in Maryland are also fascists. You would have to admit both, but they won't because one is their side and they can't have their side be a fascist, right? So listen, this is the way the game is played. Both sides are doing it. I have no problem with either side doing this because it's legal and they're being competitive. It's American Game of Thrones, bro. And just to prove my point, here's this, the Beto O'Rourke guy. I can't stand this guy. He's such a dork, but he is making a very good point for his side. If I'm going to look at it from the perspective of his side and just understand where he's coming from, even if I disagree, this makes a lot of sense. But even being an opponent to this guy, I understand and I agree. Like, they should totally be doing this because we're doing this and it's not against the law. If Democrats should be more competitive, they honestly should. And I think if Democrats were more competitive, their ideologies would make more sense to more people.
If you'll excuse the metaphor, where the refs have left the arena and the other side is just clobbering the shit out of us, just punching us in the face, kicking us in the nuts, and we're kind of throwing our hands up and we're asking the crowd, the people of America, hey, do you see what's going on here? This is unfair. This isn't the rules that we agreed to play by. Well, who cares about the fucking rules right now? Punch back, kick back, dunk over their heads, and win some fucking power.
Exactly. That's the game. Like, so I don't know why people are complaining about it. Play the fucking game then. This is my favorite news of the day. There's going to be a UFC fight in the South Lawn on July 4th. Let's go, July 4th. Next year, we're having a UFC in front of the White House. I cannot wait. Hopefully it's going to be... UFC just signed a deal with Paramount, the $7.7 billion or something for like a bunch of years. UFC is going to be on Paramount. It's sick.
There is talk of a July 4th fight. America's 250th birthday next summer.
Where at?
At the White House. Okay. It's a pretty big venue. Is that going to happen, Dana? What can you tell us?
It is definitely going to happen. I talked to him last night, him being the president, and I'm flying out there at the end of this month, and I'm going to sit down and walk him through, all the plans and the renderings, and we're going to start deciding what he wants and doesn't want. But yeah, It's definitely going to happen. Well, think about this. When you were just asking me.
We got Tulsi Gabbard. I don't know who this guy is. Trump. I think this is Vivek. We got Elon. And then we got Kid Rock. These were better times. Mommy and Daddy broke up. There's a lot of jokes. Like, I mean, Kazmet Shemiv is saying, he's like, look at me. Do you think they're going to let me in the White House? Dude, fucking yeah, they would. You're the champ, dude. Hell yeah, they would. If you've been paying attention, you'll know that JD Vance is not very happy with the state of freedom of speech in the UK.
In Britain and across Europe, free speech, I fear, is in retreat.
It is. Straight up, it is in retreat. I agree. Yeah, he's not happy with the way things are going on over there. And he's been saying a lot, and people in England, it kind of reminds me of in DC where they're protesting, like the police making the place safer. It's like people are protesting having more free speech. Somebody wanted to make a point here and be like, we do have free speech. See? Look, we'll just put JD Vance's head on this thing, which I think is hilarious. I love that this exists, dude. I want to see one of these around in my town, bro. But yeah, okay, they're like, see, if I get, like, they're trying to prove, see, we do have free speech. If we didn't have free speech, we wouldn't be able to do this, right? Here's my response. Say, kick out all the dirty immigrants on your thing and drive that around and see what happens. Or you know what? Don't even go that gnarly. Say, deport the illegals. Put that on your truck and drive it around and see if you're allowed to do it. We're allowed to. You guys aren't. The reason why you guys aren't and we are is because we actually have free speech, and you guys in the UK, sorry, you have limited free speech. You think it's going to stop with saying, you know, deport illegals? No, they're going to start saying you're not allowed to say other things. It's going to get worse, and you guys are going to like elect a new Hitler. It's not good. It's going to lead to bad things. This is some news I've been wanting to talk about. Before we talked about, there was this app called like T or something like that, where it was women only space, and they share their experiences with men. Largely, the app was being used to dox men and shit talk them and put their private information in the app and without their knowledge and stuff like that. That app got hacked after it became #1 in the App Store for a while. And all of the users' information, like their driver's license and pictures and stuff like that, are all leaked on the internet, and they're all fat, ugly white women. Big surprise. But as a response, because of the memes, men made their own version called Tea on Her. It became the #2 free app in the US App Store 10 days after launch. The men-only copy of Tea lets users share red flags, swap info, and get feedback about dating women. Cause and effect. The ladies want to do that. The guys can do it too. You know what? And they should both exist, right? But women are going to say that men shouldn't have theirs and the women should be the only ones that have it. They don't like it so much when it gets done back to them. Oh my God. I have not seen the app. And I have some last minute breaking news here. It's not breaking news, but it's just funny. I want to end it on this. Look at this person put themselves in a cage to protest.
Your job is more important than the people suffering in concentration camps funded by your labor. How do you sit with that?
Don't give a Thank you guys very much for watching another episode. I gotta go. See ya.